In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Raji. Good morning, George.
Good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome. The new style is we just come on the frame together. No point doing all those long intro, taking the time. So it's good to see you, Raji. Raji, how are you? Today is holiday in Lagos. What's that holiday about?
It's about our traditional practices, our traditional faith,
Okay.
Isheshe. We say that Isheshe Lagba. Isheshe was here before any other religion or other faith came into Yoruba land. So it is a public holiday in most of the southwest states, where Yorubas are the majority. Yes.
Are the majority. So what that means that all the Yoruba states, Osun, Ogun, and I think Ondo, all okay. So it says it celebrates cultural tradition and Isheshe. All right. But that's a good one. Going back to the roots, George, don't you think it's nice having a day set aside to celebrate culture, tradition, and that?
It is very important, and give honor to whom honor is due, give culture to whom culture is due, and that's what
Correct.
it is. And even those that have their faith can also participate in certain things as long as there is no idol worship. That's my take.
What do you mean by idol worship?
Idol worship means we don't need to go there now, but we can discuss it later. Idol worship means the traditional ways we used to worship trees and worship all kinds of animals and killing animals and all those things, for the sake of worshiping deity that is not Almighty God. That's what idol worship is. And anything that takes your life over those things that above
it seems to me
consumes
your
your life.
understanding is very, very. It seems to me your understanding is very, very shallow because you don't understand our traditional faith.
No,
Yes.
I don't understand.
We don't worship. We don't. Let me explain
I
to
worship.
you.
I worship.
We don't worship. We don't worship.
I don't worship.
We don't worship trees. We don't worship king. The Yoruba traditional faith.
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about giving honor to whom honor is due. Giving faith, what you call traditional worship.
We're talking about Isheshe. We're not talking about any other. Today is Isheshe Day in Yoruba land.
I said we give honor to whom honor is due, as long as we don't go into idol worship. Straightforward.
Okay.
Idol worship. That's it.
Straightforward.
It just shows a deep sense of ignorance.
It's not ignorance whatsoever, because I came from a family that used to worship. I came from a family that used to worship idols, and I am under my leadership of my family.
That is
I destroyed those idols.
That is for you.
That's what I'm saying, Oyelenke. You're not listening. You listen to understand, don't listen to react. I say,
okay. But anyway,
to give honor to whom honor is due.
All that you are talking about, all that you are saying now, would not have happened if today were not Isheshe Day.
I am a Christian, Olayinka Raji. Therefore, what I'm
good for you.
It as a child of the living God. So I don't know what you understand about idol worship. I know what I understand as a child of the living God, and I'm a pastor for that matter. So please. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, George. Anyway, I'm seeing it as a noble thing to set aside a day for cultural, traditional activities. I mean, that's just what it is. And
You don't understand it. It is not cultural, traditional, whatever. Isheshe is
Can
a
we get
deep
into the news? Can we
religious
get into the
faith
news, please?
of the
Can we get
people.
into the news? Can we get into the news?
That is why
Okay.
it is. That is why it's a public holiday in Yoruba land.
Okay.
I'm not talking about any other people. Yes.
Let's get
Yeah.
into the
Okay.
news, please.
No,
Yes.
it's okay. Yes. I mean, all of it is part of it's still updates. It adds to it. Yes. Let's come to what's happening now. Tinubu arrived in Tokyo yesterday for what they call the TICAD 9. And he'll be holding bilateral talks with leaders. George, Raji, Tokyo. That's the next stop. What will you say about this visit to Tokyo, George? Let me start with George.
Well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in Tokyo for the North Tokyo International Conference on African Development. You know, what you call TICAD 9. His first official visit to Japan since taking office, actually. So now, you know, at the they call it Yokohama Summit, a theme that co-create innovative solutions with Africa. He will pitch Nigeria as a prime investment destination and hold bilateral talks with world leaders and Japanese business executives. The 3 days conference brings together African heads of state, development partners, and global investors to drive economic growth, peace, and cooperation between Africa and Japan. But the thing is, there are some people that are actually against this. While the trips project Nigeria on a global stage, many citizens back home still struggle to see tangible impact, raising questions about traveling without result. That's what they've been saying. But I believe that this is a very good, I believe it's a great move. I believe that, you know, because African leaders are participating, that it is good for us to be represented as the so-called giant of Africa. Hopefully things will change for us for the better.
Hopefully things will change for us better. Thank you, George. George, that was a good summary of the whole thing. Raji, this is his visit after resuming office in his first visit to Japan. We see is going to be some real good result from this. Japan is a strong country. Japan has good economy. Japan is doing well technologically. Yeah. What do you say?
Saying that it is his first visit to Japan since he came to office. Does he have to visit all countries? The president does not have to visit all the countries for him to make impact. And as George rightly mentioned, the cost of the travels against the results or the impact of those travels is very, very minimal. I hope it is just planting season and that eventually there'll be some harvest. But at the moment, we are just like clearing furrow before planting. We hope that all the effort will yield something in future.
Bring something in future. Go ahead.
That's really what we are hoping for because so far, you know, within Nigerian, if you ask from east to west, north to south, you know, the common people, the mid, you know, what we call the mid-income people, the lower income people, they have not felt any of the changes, and all these billions of naira being spent traveling abroad have not yielded anything that is tangibly affecting people, you know, in their daily lives. You know, gas, you know, petroleum is still very high. People are still charging very high in transportation. Cost of logistics to move goods from one place to another is still high. And people are still playing with prices every day. So these are the things that are really affecting people's lives. And I believe that a lot of people might have, you know, craped without knowledge, and they call it whatever. And people are not able to buy drugs because of the cost of living, high inflation, So these are the little things that it will make people to question. Okay, all these movement that you're making, all the travelings you're traveling, we have not felt anything locally. So that's what we are hoping, that eventually there will be a trickle down effect on the common people of Nigeria, the people that are feeling it so much. And possibly one of these days we can build beautiful hospitals so that people can actually go into the hospitals and get treated, like it used to be in the days past. So we are hoping for the best.
We're hoping for the best. I don't know if you guys heard about the reduction in the transport operation in Nigeria. Raji, is that true? It went
the
from
reduction of what?
Huh?
Reduction of
transplant, kidney transplants.
Okay,
the cost
okay.
of
No,
kidney.
not kidney transplant, but
dialysis. The reduction in the payment of dialysis.
Dialysis.
Okay.
Yes. So what it is
the
is
cost
that
of it.
he's
Yes.
subsidizing the cost of it from 50,000 to 12,000.
Yes.
Okay. The
And
dialysis.
part of the
Okay.
dialysis, and part of the thing is this: a lot of people that have moved to India for treatment, most of the time, many people don't come back. My younger sister went to India for kidney transplant and ended up
Oh,
dying there. We have to bring the body back. But these are the things that we need to pay attention to in our country, where we are spending trillions of naira building roads that are leading to nowhere. We could have invested this money on the common people to build first class hospital, general hospital, where people can go for common treatment, for goodness sake. How much would it cost to equip a nice hospital, at least in the 6 geographical zones of Nigeria? And let's start with that.
Mhm.
Let's spend money on people,
that.
on the welfare of the people, rather than all
On
these
the welfare.
structures and infrastructures that leads to nowhere. Charity begins at home. We need to care about the common people of Nigeria. When they begin
Very
to
true.
feel this,
Very true.
they will praise Tinubu. So we need to, realign the way we think, because
Okay.
we just heard that the Senate president is in the UK getting a treatment, whether it's true or not.
He's
They are
he's
able
back.
to do
Yeah, he's
that.
back.
They are
He's
able
back.
to travel abroad,
He's-
and we are still
yes.
spending, billions of naira to
All right.
restructure and put together the
Thank
presidential
you,
hospital
George.
that is supposed to be there.
Yes. Yeah. Strong talk, George. Thank you. Anyway, viewers, you are tuned in to Wednesday Global Africa Updates. SSM, George, Raji, and myself were here. That the visits, they say, hopefully we'll be able to build stronger bridge between Asian countries and Africa, and more importantly, Nigeria. Let's come to something else, gentlemen. Raji, you help us with this. There's we call it royal beef. Royal animosity, royal whatever you want to call. But there's an ongoing, not too good relationship between the Oni of Ife, the Alaafin of Oyo, over the confinement of the chieftaincy title on the businessman. Raji, what's that story? We don't want any beef now.
You see, I'm very sad when people in authority who should know better, to keep things under wraps, start venting and talking in public.
I agree with you, Ola Nkaraji. But my question, Ola, are you there?
Well, I think he's still talking. Ola Nka, are you still?
Okay, I can hear him.
He's frozen. Okay. Well, go ahead, George.
No, my question is, okay, the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Owade, has given Oni of Ife a 48-hour ultimatum to revoke the chieftaincy title of Okondlomo of Yoruba land,
businessman,
on a Ibadan businessman, Dotun Sanusi.
Sanusi.
Okay, Alaafin argues the only that his own throne is the only one exclusive authority to bestow covering the entire Yoruba land, citing even Supreme Court ruling in his favor. So my question is, between the two, the Oni of Ife and the Alafin of Oyo, who is higher in authority when it comes to the Yoruba land and when it comes to, the title that is given to them? Because we know that in response that the Oni of Ife, told Moses or Olafere not to say anything, to dismiss the ultimatum as empty threat, and said that the monarch will not dignify it with official reply, urging focus only on unity rather than division.
So what would you? Let's hear Raji answer your questions.
Yes. So just like the Oni has now shown a position of more maturity, because within our traditional system, there are ways and means of communicating with each other. I don't know what is eating the Alafin for him to be making such public pronouncements on issues. Now, the title that was given to the businessman was it's not for Yoruba land, it's for Oodua.
Okay.
And there's a clear distinction within that. So what the Alafin was saying was that the Oni of Ife is not the person to give a title that covers the whole of Yoruba land. But there's a clear distinction that it is for Oodua and not for Yoruba land. The area on the Kakanfo of Yoruba land is appointed by the Alafin, because the area on the Kakanfo is the generalismo of the Oyo Empire Army. So I don't see it is bringing the seat of the Alafin to ridicule. Apart from the fact that when he was installed, we heard rumor that he went to Sokoto to prostrate before the Sultan of Sokoto, which is preposterous, which is I don't want to describe it in other words, in that it is unthinkable.
Okay. Thank you. Raji, George's question. Yeah, George's question is, who's superior amongst the two of them? Who has more?
There's nothing about superiority. Okay. The Oni of Ife is a spiritual head. The spiritual head of Oodua, of the Yoruba people. The Alafin of Oyo emanated from Ife to go to found Oyo. He's still spiritually is still under the guidance of the Oni of Ife. Yes, spiritually. So there's no matter of superiority. There's no matter of superiority. So
let me help our viewers joining us. Our viewers, we are talking about what we termed royal beef. The Oni of Ife. The Oni is, if you're watching the screen now, that's the picture of the man with the red beads over his neck, and he will be on your left-hand side if you're watching. And
the one with the white cap, yes.
Yeah, the white cap. Yeah, that's the Oni. Thank you. That's the Oni of Ife, Oba Enitan Ogunwusi. He confirmed the title of the Okunlomi. Is that Okunlomi of Yoruba land on a certain businessman called Dotun Sanusi? And during the weekend, the Alafin of Oyo said that that bestowing on the title on that man is his own office. It's not meant for the Oni of Ife to do that. So there is that animosity growing up, and it's actually not looking good in the public. They say the Oni of Ife have overstepped his boundaries. So George, go ahead. You were going to ask.
Okay, I was going to ask a question, because when Oni of Ife came here, We received him very warmly a couple of times, and the second time he came, he conferred a chieftaincy title on me, Chief Amunudun of Ogidi Land. And that chieftaincy title, I still have to go and receive all my things that are being prepared for me.
You have the certificate. Do you have the certificate?
I'm going to receive it all. I have everything. So even my cap and my hat, everything. So Allah encourage you. I am Chief Amunudun of Ogidi Land, conferred to me by Oni of Ife. So I hope Alafin is not going to contest that.
So where is Ogidi Land?
Eh?
Where is Ogidi Land?
It's an island outside of Yoruba land that he gave to me.
So anyway, viewers, that's what is happening. So there's a fury clash over that chieftaincy title that was given to a businessman. But I want to say something, right? What about if the Alafin just let it slide? Since this title is not even much of a title, it's not like the Bashir of Yoruba land or the Ore Onakakanfo, those heavy titles.
So I want to believe that there's something else stoking the fire of dissent of this under the Alafin, and that could be and that my finger is pointing to the north towards the Sultan of Sokoto.
Yes, because I would say, why this beef? When I was listening to the news on Monday, I mean, this title is not as big as the Are Nokakanfo and the Bashir and all those heavy Yoruba titles.
I don't even know. I don't even know how far that authority of that in that chieftaincy. I don't even see how it affects anybody in Yoruba land.
Okay.
For it to now become a beef between the Alafin of Oyo and the Oni of Ife. There's somebody behind the scenes.
There's so much more behind it. So much more behind it. But George, you agree that once in a while, people in a certain space, certain category, once in a while they want to flex muscles. I mean, you have that among politicians, you have that among peer groups. You know, somebody who wants to say, listen, I'm superior, I'm bigger, I'm stronger. George, don't you think so?
Well, it does happen, but it's very juvenile, if you ask me. You know, because the position these people are holding, in Yoruba land, and as a matter of in the whole entire Nigeria, as a matter of fact, there should not be any public display of dirty laundry. You know, this could have been discussed privately with all dignity and respect and move forward without anybody even knowing what is going on. So this is nothing. It's this is akin to when I saw Pastor Chris Oyakilomi fighting with Chris the other Chris pastor from there. I mean, public display, they just disgracing themselves. So but with this, I think Oni of Ife has taken the higher place by just saying we're not going to even pay attention to this entire empty threat, because he understands his position and the authority that is conferred upon him by the whole entire Yoruba people. So I really respect both, but I hope that they will become mature in their own further communication regarding this.
Sorry, just a word. If it had happened with the last Alafin of Oyo, who is the repository of Yoruba history, you wouldn't have heard anything. If he had any objection, he would have reached out to the Oni. If he had any objections, yes.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Raji, keep your eyes on that news. Let's know what happens. We hope they don't go on the ground. You know what I mean, on the ground. This is they don't begin to use some diabolic means to go fight themselves. Okay. Anyway, we want peace in our land. We want peace with the royal home royalty, So we
And
don't want to
we are
hear them.
pleading with them. We're pleading with
see,
them to please
this
respect your
this is
positions and offices, and
yes.
respect
Mhm.
the respect we
Is,
have for
is,
you is so high that you should not allow yourself to come this low.
is it
Please.
from massive mass comment about using diabolic means? This is why people in authority should be careful of what they say, so that they don't bring themselves and their office into ridicule.
See,
Mhm.
that's true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
Okay, gentlemen, before we go on a break, we are media people, we are journalists, we are public people. So there's a man I've always followed, I've always known in Ghana, good journalist. He covers war stories around the world. I follow him. I've been on this. I like this field. So I look out for fellow Africans, brothers doing this too. So we have the sad story of Ben Asante. Ben Asante is a veteran Ghanaian war correspondent. He passed away during the week. I don't know what happened, but he said the story is he died of prolonged illness. We are journalists here, so I want us to take a few minutes to give our condolence to Ben Asante. I know him. I follow his stories, gives very precise news updates on wars and in Africa, Sierra Leone, Liberia. So, Raji, did you ever hear Ben Asante? Do you know him?
It's a name that has been in the public in Ghana for almost forever. Ben Asante. Yes. It's shocking news that he died after a prolonged illness. It's very sad. Yes.
Thank you.
So rest in
Thank
peace,
you.
and my condolences to the people of Ghana and his family.
Thank you,
Yeah.
George. Ben Asante broke the news of Liberian civil war in the 90s. And that was when I took interest in media and journalism too. So he very vivid storyline, with good English. So when you see role models like this pass, you say, oh, a database has been lost.
I know. Yeah, Asante reported and commented extensively on politics and social development across Africa for over 50 years. So this guy is a legend. He's a legend. We mourn his passing, a giant African journalism. His courageous work over half a century shaped the continent's narrative and inspired generations. We extend our deepest condolences to his family and the media fraternity. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Thank you, George. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you, gentlemen. Gentlemen, let's go on a small break. Viewers, thank you for being here. We have quite some number of viewers with us, George and Raji. Good number. We'll be back. Great. Let's take a small break and see you on the other end. God bless.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
In aviation, this is the London Gatwick Airport. Over 30 million people fly through its single runway annually, and it's owned by a Nigerian. In robotics, this is Apple's Mechamon, world first gaming robot sold exclusively by Apple. It was made by a Nigerian, Silas Adekunle. In leadership, the first African to lead the World Trade Organization as Director General. She's Nigerian. Africa's richest man and business tycoon Aliko Dangote, a Nigerian. In sports, Victor Osimhen, the highest goal scoring African in Series A, and is currently leading the most goals scored by an African in a single season. He's a Niger boy. A two-time former unified world heavyweight champion, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. He's a Nigerian. In music, Rema holds the record for the most streams on Spotify by an African artist. He's Nigerian. In medicine, Dr. Oluyinka, he did an unquote impossible operation. He's Nigerian. In tech, Africa's most valuable fintech organization, Flutterwave, has an evaluation of over $3 billion and was founded by, of course, a Nigerian. In food, Hilda Basi of Nigeria holds the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time, 93 hours 11 minutes. She's Nigerian. Let's make sure the narrative that comes out of a country is the best.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news, plus the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Yes, welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Wednesday, the 20th of August, 2025. And Godwin, George, and Raji were here in the studio giving our African update. Gentlemen, while the president was in Japan, the wife, Tinubu's first lady, was receiving UK envoys that came to see her and gave some real wonderful comments. They said Tinubu's bold, brave economic reform is taking shape in Africa. Gentlemen, let's talk about that. This is the second time we're having an international comment like this. The other time it was Ngozi, our woman at the WTO, and now it's the British government. Are they flattering the presidency, or they are truly making comments? Gentlemen, is it true that his reforms are taking shape, making some moves? George, you want to go ahead first, or Raji?
Yeah.
Are you there?
Well, let me the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has described President Tinubu's economic reforms as bold, brave, and positive, saying they are opening new trade opportunities between UK and Nigeria. Remember, between UK and Nigeria. So he commended the First Lady Renewed Hope Initiative and for empowering women, especially in education, health, and humanitarian services. And by the way, our First Lady deserves the best commendation ever as a First Lady in Nigeria. She's been so proactive, so wonderful, that as a matter of fact, some people are even saying that she would have done better than the husband as the president. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, in response, assured that her office will continue supporting women and women's empowerment, and also push for more female representation in the National Assembly. Now, the question is this: why UK hails Tinubu reforms as bold and positive? Some Nigerians worry the praises may be less about real progress and more about securing trade advantages and influence, leaving ordinary citizens to bear the brunt
Mhm,
of tough policies. So these are the two
mhm,
sides of the whole story. But
Mm.
the woman called Her Excellency, actually, First Lady,
mhm.
deserves a lot of commendation. She's been so
Okay,
positive,
all
so
right,
powerful.
George. The focus
Yeah.
now is are these people flattering the presidency? Because when you say these words, bold reforms, brave reforms, and all of these good words, um, there's nothing much to show in the life of the citizens, Raji. The people is the ones that are led. The people are the ones that should be saying, the reforms are working. Raji, what do you think?
Now, first and foremost, you have to realize that Nigeria was and has always been a raw material supplier to the economy of the UK.
Mhm.
Nigeria was not set up as a country, but as a trading post for the raw materials that it can produce to the UK.
Mm.
Now, you don't expect a visitor to come to you and to start
That's not
insulting you.
It's
Yes.
true.
The visitor can only tell you things that he sure will make you happy.
Mm.
And so that in his own way, he will get whatever he deserves, whatever he wants from you. There's no visitor, a diplomat who will come and insult another country for their bad economic policies. It is up to the people themselves.
But we know, the president of the United States, Trump, doesn't hide his feeling. He will tell you as it is. Oh man, you guys are boom, boom, boom. You are living below average.
I'm talking about diplomats. I'm talking about diplomats and people who are sensible,
okay.
not one useful
Okay.
idiot. Who
But
come and be
let's speak out of the box. Why would a diplomat be
Yeah.
pretentious? Why would they be hypocritical? I mean, why not just say
They are
things so
not
that the
pretentious.
people can? Why not say
They are
things
not pretentious.
that
They are not
trade will
hypocritical.
learn?
They are not citizens of your country. If you want any protest, go out and protest. Their own is in the interest of their own country.
That's
So they will
right.
say whatever it is that they have to say for
In
the
order to
interest
gain the
of their own
advantage.
country.
That's
Simple.
right.
Okay. Good
Yes,
one, Raji. Good one.
I do 100%
Mhm.
agree with you. Because you
Okay.
can come. Just imagine coming over and then after praising her for supporting women and everything, and then you start
Mhm.
cutting down all the policies, whether they're bold or confident, whether they have yielded fruit or not. You
No.
can
Not.
do that. So it's diplomacy to be nice and encouraging, and we stay on the positive side. And by God's grace, Nigeria will
Mm.
reach that plateau that we have been
Amen.
expecting, so that everybody from bottom to top will be enjoying the
Okay.
fruit of our country
Yes.
and
All
our
right. Thank you,
inheritance.
gentlemen.
As an addition,
Yeah.
when you know that somebody is a bad dog, the best thing you can do to help him is to call him a good name so that he'll be forced to live up to it.
Allah, you
Just,
can right.
did you hear
Yes.
what that
Allah,
said?
you
See,
see
you
diplomacy.
now you can see how wise Yinka is. That's wise
Diplomacy.
wisdom.
Diplomacy.
So when you call the dog a good name, he used to act like a good
He will stop
dog.
biting you. He will stop biting you. Allah.
Nice, nice. Viewers, that's it. The UK hails Tinubu's bold, brave economic reform as envoy visits our First Lady, Tinubu. While the husband is out there in Japan, we hope he is able to make out something for us in Japan. Gentlemen, let's do some small international news. There's a change in the plan now. Russia seems like they welcome the idea of Putin and Zelensky meeting. So they say Russians, the average Russian in the streets also welcomes the idea. So Trump is trying to pull that up. Let me start with George. We said the meeting with Putin the other time in Alaska wasn't much of a result, but somehow we're seeing little after that. So what do you think about Russia, Putin sitting with Zelensky and Trump in the middle too?
Okay. I mean, the whole point about this, for the first time since 2019, Russian President Putin and then Zelensky may meet face to face. That the key word is may meet face to face after U.S. President Donald Trump offered to broker the peace talk. Now, many Russians welcome the idea. Now, listen to this. Many Russians welcome the idea, not Putin, hoping it could finally bring peace after more than 3 years of war, though some remain very doubtful, as many of us, because we know who we are dealing with Russia still occupying about 1/5 of Ukraine's deep division. Divisions remain, raising questions about whether dialogue can truly end the conflict. Now the question is this: will Russia be willing to give up all the lands that they have claimed? Because the worry is that this meeting may not really bring peace. It could just give Putin more room to push his plans to control parts of Ukraine, while Ukraine risks losing its full independence, in this whole thing. Because one of the reasons why I say this is because when you listen to Trump, he's still leaning towards more positive towards Putin than Zelensky. And that's one of the major issues that we're having here. He will do whatever it takes in order for peace to come, so that he will claim, that he's the one that brokered that peace. But also, another area of it is Putin. Will he be willing, if Trump is in the midst of this whole entire negotiation, to cower down and bow down and say, okay, let's talk peace? We're still waiting. But remember, it is the Russian people who welcomes the idea, because they don't
Russians.
They don't want war.
No.
Okay. Thank you, George. Thank you very much. The Raji, for almost 4 years now, and whatever it is that might bring peace for anybody is welcome. What do you say?
Let's listen more to Trump. In all his ramblings, he says some truth, that if it were his time and not Biden, the war wouldn't have started in the first place. So now, before the war, Putin and Zelensky were talking, and they had almost reached an agreement which was far favorable for Ukraine than anything else, because they have been neighbors. They used to be part of the same country, USSR, before. They have intertwining relationships. The people in Crimea are more than 40% Russian, and even their names are similar. Both Zelensky and Putin bear the same first name in different dialects. So now, eventually, that is what will come to every war. Eventually, comes to the table. If they have not eventually come to a discussion, if they have been talking to each other rather than talking at each other all this time, there would have been peace. So now that Trump has come in and is talking to one person, he's talking to another person, eventually the two of them will meet, and they will call themselves, we bear the same first name, so why are we fighting? What Russia wants, it has gotten, about Crimea and about a warm pot. Russia, I believe, does not intend on territorial spread. So whatever it has got now, all that it has given Russia a bargaining place to take over most of Crimea, which was in contention before. But they have Crimea now. They have their one pot. They don't need anything else. All that they need now,
because don't need anything else, because Crimea is a melting pot of everything you can think of, every mineral, every natural resources you can think of. That's a rich spot there for them. So, okay, But what we are saying also is anything for peace is enough. 4 years now of innocent people dying like chicken, like birds. You know, George, you agree with that? Anything for peace. So maybe that's why the Russians too are saying it's time. It's time to bring peace. It's time to talk and settle our grievances. All right,
Yeah,
gentlemen. Thank
if
you.
it was if it was left for the people, this war would have ended many years ago.
Long
It
time
would have
ago.
Okay.
ended about So I don't think the Russian people and the Ukrainians, they are brothers. They grew up together. They were under the same nation before. So I don't, and many of them intermarry, and they live across with one another.
Mm,
So this war is absolutely unnecessary. There are many things that
unnecessary.
could have been done to prevent it, rather than allowing it to go this far. Thousands
There are
and
too many things.
thousands of lives died. Many
Yes.
generations
Yeah.
wiped away
That's
unnecessarily.
right.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not fair.
There are so many things holding them together than separating them.
Separating them
So
exactly.
it's best, yes.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Now Trump in the holding them together plan, which is good. So Trump will really get his peace. George, he will get his peace Nobel Peace Prize. Though. He should. I mean,
Well, listen
he's
to
doing
me.
what.
Listen.
Mm,
Proactively, Trump has done so well when it comes to this international, peace talks. He's done so wonderfully well because he's been very intentional. Whether the goal is to get peace, that's Nobel Peace Prize or not, he has done well,
Mhm.
in my own estimation. Now, but within his own country, there are so many things that are happening that might not actually make him look good, even with that Nobel Peace Prize. But that's something that is a matter of another time to talk about this. But for now,
mm,
I hail him for what he has done so far and
so far.
continues to
E-
do
e-
to
Even
broker
even even
problems.
even
Except in
Hillary
Gaza.
Clinton.
Except in
Well,
Even
Gaza.
Hillary Clinton hails him. Hillary had to
Mm,
say it. She said, "No, this
yes.
is a strong efforts."
extraordinarily good. Yeah,
Before we
well,
go to
Mm,
Mhm.
I
before we go
know. I
to the
mean,
last, let's talk
I'd like
about
to say something. I wanted
Mhm.
to,
Okay.
support. Yeah,
Okay.
to broker peace with all these other countries, he needs to tame Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu. He needs to tame him to the point where that war in Gaza need to end yesterday. Seriously, because too many young people, too many elderlies, too many people have died unnecessarily
generations.
because of
Yes.
this. It is unacceptable, intolerable, and should stop. My own take. Go ahead, Massive Mark.
Mark.
Yes, it's unacceptable and should stop. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I was going to. I know we didn't. This wasn't the but like a breaking thing. There is this talk about America adding social handles, email, and phone numbers to people's part of your requirements to obtain visa from the United States.
Mm,
So what happened yesterday from Minister, I think that should be Foreign Affairs Nigeria, is that we too are now giving it back to them. We are saying for Americans to come to Nigeria, we need to see the social handles, email, phone numbers, and all of what they said for us too. So I just want us to say this before we go to the story of North Korea. George. So this is tit tat, do as you do me as I do you. Raji, you think this will work? So, but the one thing to look at this is social handles becomes a requirement, a prerequisite for visa, obtaining visa. That's serious, infringing on people's rights.
privacy, yes, and everything.
No, what it
Yeah.
is, what you're seeing, what you're really seeing with America is there are, sliding slowly into an authoritarian type of government. Because the reason why
Okay.
they're doing this is to find out whether you're saying anything negative about Trump. And if you
Yes.
are saying anything negative about Trump, they will not allow you to enter the country, which is unacceptable. America is supposed to be the democratic king of the whole entire world. They're supposed to be promoting, democracy type of a democratic type of government. And this is almost like you're having an emperor in you want to be in United States of America, where they are marginalizing minors, or people that are in minority, which is not really American style of living. It is not acceptable for them to be doing that. And I hail Nigeria for retaliating in that way. And as a matter of fact, when it comes to Canada, many people are encouraging our own prime minister to retaliate with the same type of tariffs that America is bringing on us. So, because Trump does not understand, weakness in any way. He likes people that look strong and are very assertive and proactive. So that's exactly what you're seeing in the United States. They're sliding
Mm.
slowly into an authoritarian government, which is not really the way it's supposed to be, in my take.
I don't think that it is about Trump. I
Oh, it
think
is.
it's about
It is.
Israel.
Mm-mm.
I think
It's
it's
about
about Israel.
It's about
They
Trump
want to.
because don't forget that I have my family there, and a lot of people travel across border from here to there, and many people are being picked up and locked up unnecessarily in the United States.
Yes.
So,
I know.
so,
I
so,
know,
so,
George.
so I can tell you
Go
again
ahead. George.
that it is not
Mhm.
about Trump entirely. It is also about Israel. They want to curtail any bad press against Israel by any individuals. They are going out. In fact, if you criticize America in America, you are not going to be so much oppressed as if you criticize Israel in America.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that
Yeah,
because
George.
I'm next door to them
support.
here. So
No. I'm from next door. What you said is what it is. I did some research on why America came up with that, checking on people's social handle. It's actually because there is that thing out there that many people are anti-American in their dealings. So these people, if allowed in, it's dangerous for them. That's what the research, the investigation says. So yes, but I don't think it's about Trump being a tyrant. I think it's a little bit of having control over people inside America. It is, because we know what America has also gone through the years as a result of those that are anti-Americans. So anyway, Nigeria has hit back, and we too will be checking on American media, American people, social handles
There's no need.
for them to.
There's no need actually.
There's no need.
There's no need.
Okay. Okay. There's no need. All right, let's come to the North Korean man. This our man is always looking for ways to look relevant. He always wants to be relevant. He wants to be talked about in the world, in global space, and he does everything to do that. So lately, he has said that his country needs to expand its nuclear arsenal, and he's talking of increasing what they have in their nuclear. And we know these countries, the term rogue countries, when they have this nuclear thing with them, anything can happen. George, so Kim Jong-un says his country must his nuclear arsenal.
Yeah, he's boosting his nuclear arsenal at geometrical progression, blaming U.S.-led military activity in the region for raising security threats. That's the reason. Kim Jong-un unveiled a new massive 12-axle missile launcher, hinting that North Korea may be developing even bigger intercontinental missiles. The U.S. responded by stressing its strong cooperation with South Korea and Japan to keep the region secure and deter any North Korean aggression. So the real concern is that Korea is growing nuclear arsenals isn't just for defense. history, shows Ping Jong, whatever the way you pronounce his name, often uses these weapons as leverage, raising the risk of miscalculation, escalation, and potential nuclear crisis that could destabilize the whole entire region. So that is one of the major issues. So I don't know how US can actually curtail this if they could not be able to curtail Iran. And then this man doesn't even pay attention to anybody. So whatever he wants to do, he will do. He doesn't care whether you put economic sanctions against him.
He behaves like his father. Like George said, his reason for trying to increase the thing is what he saw. He said America was having some military exercise over their side there with the South Koreans, but America said this is all purely drill and it's all purely for defense. No, it's not aggression. So, but why is he trying to instigate aggression? This young man behaving like his father.
Is it not possible for this guy to be eliminated one way or the other? Because he's a pest. He's a pest. Because he's always throwing up tantrums, and it is dangerous for a person like that to be throwing tantrums. I'm sure his generals are ready if they could get some push. If people could reach them, it could be easily eliminated. And I'm not even sure about his nuclear capabilities and the technology that they have, because their technology must be very, very archaic by now. It must be very, very archaic by now.
Yeah, it's very difficult for him to be reached because you can't enter in to destroy him. They control their borders so tightly, and the point is, they can eliminate anybody anytime, even with the slightest suspicion. So to them, human life is like killing a rat that is unedible. So they don't care. So nobody can come up and start wanting to take away. And remember, his leadership also he's a spiritual leader and also a political leader at the same time. So he's like a small deity, a small god to all his people. So whatever he says is what they so that's what it's very difficult to
he's not like he is, because that was how the ancestral line has always been. They serve as God, and and they are the all of North Korea. Okay, Raji, your words were funny. He said, "Can't this man just be?" All right, gentlemen, thank you both for coming. It's been wonderful here today, 20th. Thank you, George, for taking your time.
By the way, there was something I wanted to mention. We didn't talk about this today. If you
tell us
last on Monday, between the lines, we spoke about, the video of, people, giving money, and police officers were even helping them to spread money to buy votes. And then we have clear pictures of the people involved, clear pictures of the police officers that are involved. And we're talking about sanitization and rebaptizing our political process, INEC. Why are these people, nobody is saying anything about arresting these people that did this, including those that are receiving money? If we are really, really serious about changing the narratives in the way that we do politics in Nigeria, this vote buying, open vote buying, it is so bad that I have not heard one single individual saying that these people should be arrested. It is so sad that EFCC is there, and all the financial crime commission, all the whoever, other executive branches, the police department, nobody is saying anything. And these people, their video just show. Is it because it's from the north? If it was from the south, would it be the same way? So I don't understand. Are we accepting vote buying as a process to electing people openly? Or is it just not a crime against our political system? So I believe I'm calling for the federal government to investigate and arrest all these people that we saw doing this. and they should be prosecuted.
Meanwhile, the guy they were arrested for intention to do vote buying was not even at the polling unit. He was on his way to some polling unit or the other. They searched his car and they found money in his boot, and then they arrested him for intention to vote buy. Meanwhile, the people who are actually doing vote buying,
doing it exactly. Where are they? Openly, the police officers were there. They were helping them. Can you imagine that?
All right.
So is it a case of selective judgment? When it is happening in the north, it's okay. But when it is even intended to happen in the south, it's a crime. During the last elections too, we saw how children, urchins, were on the line voting, especially in Kano. Children who could not have been more than 11, 12 were on the line voting. They had voters card. When I raised that with a friend of mine who is a lawyer, he said, well, they have voters card. How did they get it? Does that make it legitimate? Because they have voters card and therefore they could go and vote even though they are urchins? Nothing like that could happen in the south.
Okay. Nice. Viewers, you can see how credible this network is. We say it as it is. We say what should be done, and we bring solutions and give tips to what should be done. Thank you, Raji.
We speak truth to power. We speak truth to power.
Yes,
that's right.
We don't care who talks is God. We don't care. Things should be done well. We are a very strong nation, Nigeria, and we are the forefront of Africa. So we can't be doing things the other way when other countries are doing the things the right way. We need to learn to follow order. Thank you, George, from Toronto, Canada. Thank you, Raji, from Lagos, Nigeria. We'll come again on Friday. Have a beautiful midweek and enjoy the is it the Japan? Raji, will you be in Japan with Tinubu? Are you be in Japan?
It's rather late.
It's late.
Okay. I'm with him spiritually, yes.
Yes, okay. All right, enjoy your what's it again? What's the holiday?
Isheshe
holiday.
Yes.
Isheshe Lagba.
Before everything, there was Isheshe. Yes.
And for the rest of the world and our viewers from around the world, enjoy the Wednesday hump day. We call it the hump day, the middle day of the week.
Nice.
Hump day, yeah. Enjoy it and have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. And may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and grant our president the wisdom to lead our country to the plateau where we are supposed to be. Thank God.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.